Jeffrey Epstein abused them have told their stories to a judge.
Convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein was found dead.
Maxwell was convicted of 5 charges, including child sex trafficking.
I was 10 years old. There was a constant stream of girls being raped over and over and over again. To force someone into a room to be raped, there's not enough sorries on the walls.
Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Yes.
Jeffrey Epstein, a registered sex offender, has been long dead, yet his shadow continues to haunt many. Over the years, dozens of prominent names linked with him have surfaced, as court documents continue to be unsealed and scrutinized. And the reverberations don't stop there. From the unfolding Musk-Trump showdown to fresh accusations tied to Epstein, this story is far from over. Among those whose names have appeared are Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew, and Sir Richard Branson, all allegedly involved in sexual activities with underage girls, sometimes even videotaped. What connection did these wealthy and powerful individuals have with Epstein? Who was Epstein really, a psychopathic pervert or an intelligence asset? This is The Explainer. Born into a poor Jewish family in New York in 1953, Epstein failed to graduate from any college. Despite this, he managed to secure a job in 1974 at the prestigious Dalton College as a teacher, thanks to former U.S. Attorney General William Barr's father, Donald Barr. Entering into business relations with American Jewish businessman Stephen Hoffenberg in 1981, and Leslie Wexner in 1990, who was accused of being involved in sex trafficking as well, Epstein allegedly amassed millions through a Ponzi scheme. His business expanded, involving many influential figures, including U.S. President Donald Trump. Epstein acquired several properties in New York, Florida, New Mexico, Paris, and an island in the Caribbean. Was he only a swindler? No. He was operating a horrific pedophile sex trafficking ring at the same time.
Have you ever solicited a minor for prostitution in the Virgin Islands?
I'm going to invoke my Fifth Amendment right. Epstein also paid certain victims to recruit additional girls to be similarly abused. This allowed Epstein to create an ever-expanding web of new victims.
In 1996, the FBI received a call. 2 young women reported their abuse by Epstein, but they didn't hear from officials again.
I think for a lot of us that have been involved in this, we will, our heart is with these issues, and we'll be continuing to work towards helping other people that have had these experiences.
In 2005, a 14-year-old girl and her parents reported that Jeffrey Epstein molested her.
It was an incident that occurred maybe like three and a half weeks ago with one of my stepdaughters. Found out that ended up being that they went to Palm Beach to a gentleman's house, and they start off by giving this gentleman a massage, and he pays them. If he likes them and he thinks that they're pretty enough, he keeps them around to do other things. Okay. So I wasn't quite sure if there was an investigation or if you guys had any word. Well, this is the first I'm hearing of it.
Police charged Epstein with unlawful sex acts with underage girls. Yet, a secret deal was made in 2008 between Epstein and U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, who served briefly as Trump's labor secretary before resigning. Instead of a lifetime sentence, Epstein was charged with a 13-month prison sentence. In 2015 and 2016, new victims came forward, allegedly revealing a web of sex trafficking involving many prominent figures, including Israel's lawyer Alan Dershowitz, Israel's former Prime Minister Ehud Barak, and Epstein's partner, Ghislaine Maxwell. On July 6, 2019, Epstein was arrested by the FBI, but according to the police report, despite having no inclination towards suicide, he reportedly hanged himself on August 10th of the same year. To the surprise of many, his guards were sleeping, and the cameras were broken at the time of his suicide. Moreover, a family-hired forensic pathologist concludes that it was rather a homicide than a suicide.
That are more indicative of a homicidal strangulation than a suicidal strangulation.
One can easily wonder if Epstein was just a sex offender who killed himself with the burden of all his victims, or somebody with valuable information? Some believe the latter. Ben Menashe claims that Epstein was introduced to Mossad through Robert Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's father.
He was put straight with the Israelis by Robert Maxwell at the time, a military intelligence, and started working for them.
Ghislaine is currently serving her prison sentence for assisting Epstein in his sex trafficking activities. Robert, a self-made billionaire from a poor, exiled Jewish family, is known to have ties with Mossad. A family friend of the Maxwells believes Ghislaine maintained her father's links after his controversial death. Ben Menashe is not alone in his allegation. In her book entitled Perversion of Justice: The Jeffrey Epstein Story, Julie K. Brown also writes that Epstein had ties with Mossad. Dylan Howard's book, Epstein Dead Men Tell No Tales, also suggests that Epstein and Maxwell were working for Mossad, blackmailing influential figures. Regarding the 2008 deal, Acosta later told reporters that, "I was told Epstein belonged to intelligence and to leave it alone."
The U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of Florida, Alexander Acosta, had a list over 30 underage victims, and he was told to stand down, not to prosecute Epstein, even though there was a tremendous amount of evidence that he had molested all these girls. And when a U.S. attorney is told to stand down, that takes a tremendous amount of power. It can either come from the attorney general or it can come from the president. And he was told to stand down because Epstein was intelligence, was an intelligence operation.
When asked about Epstein's ties with Mossad by the court, Maxwell neither denied nor confirmed. Furthermore, many people inquire about the timing of the release of these documents. Why are they unsealed now? Is this a display of strength to ensure continued U.S. support for Israel during the ongoing massacres in Gaza that deeply disturb the international community? One cannot answer these questions or undoubtedly ascertain whether Epstein truly worked for Mossad or any other intelligence agency. But what is certain is that his secrets were buried with him.